We have head coach Missy Doherty and senior co-captains Dana Cahill and Teresa Zakelli.
Say the names again.
Dana Cahill and Teresa Zakelli. Dana's in the middle.
So you guys are playing Bucknell on Wednesday. What are you looking forward to in that game?
It's our first game of the year. Every game, even though we just had a scrimmage this past weekend, every first game, you're always getting out some cobwebs. And, we have a fairly young team this year, so our improvement has been quick over preseason, quick over fall ball. But, Bucknell will just give us another chance to, continue to grow as a team.
They also have a fairly young team. Is there a way you're going to use that to your advantage?
Anytime you play another opponent, you're really just working on what you need to work on. We just played Cornell yesterday, and it was a competitive scrimmage, and we learned a lot from it. We want to try to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, and Dana right here next to me had an outstanding game yesterday, and she's been kind of a pillar of our defense. So we're looking forward to taking both our strengths and building from our weaknesses at Bucknell on Wednesday.
And Dana, you were listed as one of the preseason players to watch. Does that add any pressure before you go into each game?
I just look at it as an honor. Every year's a different year. It's a clean slate this year. I don't really try to think about what happened last year. It's a brand new team, a new season. So while it is an honor, we're just trying to play our best this year and with a new team and come up with some big wins.
You guys mentioned that you're a young team, but what are the other main differences in the team?
Well, we graduated 7 starters from last year, and a lot of our new starters are either freshmen or returning players who are starting for the first time. So that's kind of where our youth comes from. Our midfield in general is very young, but they're playing really well. I think the experience factor always plays into it. The more experience you build, the better you're ready for certain situations. But the overall of our makeup team, while it is young, they're working really hard and have improved tremendously over the past couple months.
Coach, your second year on the job, is the program at the point where you thought you hoped it would be heading in your second year?
I think we're headed in a great direction. Certain things always take some time to build, and you have to be patient with the process. Being a competitor and seeing how competitive our players are, it's really hard to be patient. But we're learning as coaches, and the players are also learning that it gets better with time. I've seen a huge improvement in our team from last year to this year, just as far as composure, competitiveness, and confidence. So as those things continue to get better, it makes you feel better about where the program's headed.
Teresa, talk about what you learned about the team yesterday.
I just learned that coming out in the scrimmage yesterday, we were really ready to play hard, and I think yesterday just taught us that playing against a different opponent, how to stay composed, but also being competitive against someone new, and just learning another way to play against each other while playing against another team. And I think that's why we're lucky that we play Bucknell so soon, because then we just get to use everything that we learned Sunday and just get to do it right again on Wednesday and correct some of the things that we might have messed up on, and then advance on some of the things that we did really well on.
What would you say some of the things you messed up on were?
Just so much keeping our composure on attack and defense. I think not so much our playing ability, but just knowing when to be aggressive and when maybe to hold back a little bit more. Yesterday we randomly were going hard for a couple minutes, and then we were pulling back when maybe we shouldn't have. And I think just getting the timing right, and like Missy said, we are young, but we've been playing together really hard, and it's just having the opportunities to play against someone else to get it right.
Coach, what do you see around the conference this season?
Our conference is, one of the most competitive conference, if not the most competitive in the country. Yesterday, actually, Vanderbilt beat Duke, and Ohio State beat Stanford this past weekend. So our conference is extremely competitive, and I love it. It's one of the big reasons why I wanted to come here, to be part of a school and part of a conference that's competing among the top schools in the country. So it's going to be really competitive, and every game's going to be a battle. I think we're in a good spot to continue to compete within the conference, and we're looking forward to those games. Clearly, the girls always get up for those games, and it's definitely going to be an exciting year for the ALC. And then we have Michigan adding in 2014, so we get another Big Ten team in there.
Any teams you're especially looking forward to playing against?
Well, we have Bucknell Wednesday. Looking forward to playing them, and then we have my alma mater on Sunday at Maryland. So I just love competing. I love watching our girls play. Like we spoke to them before Cornell. As the season continues to go, more and more is in their hands, and that's the fun part of the season, is really watching them grow, watching them turn into leaders, and really take over games. So I'm really looking forward to our team evolving throughout the season, and hopefully starting with a good game against Bucknell.
How do you prepare to play against a team like number 2 Maryland?
We practice every day like we're going to be playing Maryland or Northwestern or the top teams in the country. That's the teams that we want to beat, and that's the teams that we prepare to play. We know we're going to have to bring in our best game like we're going to have to do against Bucknell, but we were fortunate enough to scrimmage them twice in the fall. We had great competitive scrimmages in our fall ball this year, playing Stanford, Georgetown, Maryland, JMU. So we had some really good competition, and I think the girls got ready to see what they're going to see this season. We have to be ready to, go hard and remain confident no matter what the situation, but I think we're ready for that.
You have a new facility just down the hill. Can you talk about the excitement level to have a home for Penn?
Yeah, our field is incredible. We're just so excited to have our place to play. Last year we had, I think, 8 home games in 3 different spots, so we're hopefully getting outside this weekend when we play Maryland. And, I think the venue itself, even though we're still working on it and still building it, really lends itself to an awesome game site. You go in there and it's just, the way it sits down the hill and, where it sits overlooking Beaver, it's just a great facility and a great site, and just walking on it you could kind of feel the excitement for our games and the excitement for lacrosse at Penn State. And I think not only the players feel it, the coaches feel it, people coming to campus, recruits feel it. So it's just another example of Penn State really investing in lacrosse, and we're excited for that.
For you guys to talk about the opportunity to play at that facility.
It is. Like Missy said, it's amazing. For 3 years, we've been playing on a number of different fields when we play home games, and to have a place that reads Penn State Lacrosse across the scoring board is just amazing to see, and it's definitely going to pump us up more when it comes to home games, because we're going to want to win on that turf and make it proud.
Yeah, it's just another example of how Penn State is really investing in our program. And I know it makes both of us just so excited to finally have somewhere that is just deemed for Penn State lacrosse. It's a really big deal to us, so we're really excited to start playing on it.
I'm glad we get a year with it. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Sorry.
For Dana and Teresa, just for people who haven't really been out to, lacrosse, just explain the environment, what it's like.
Well, it's definitely a competitive sport, and I think it's a lot of fun to watch. It's very physical. It's a fast-paced game. Offense and defense is both very fun to watch, and a lot of the games are close, so it's not like usually one team's killing the other. They're usually very competitive games, so I think people would really enjoy watching them, and definitely people should come out and support us.
Just like, what is it like to come to a Penn State, what's the environment like?
Here at the Penn State, well, Dana and I are both from Maryland, and lacrosse at Maryland is crazy. Everyone's into it. So I think coming here in our first year, we really didn't know what it was going to be like, and seeing through the years, being at a Penn State lacrosse game has really grown. State College in general has really grown. We have a lot more fans. It's no longer maybe just our parents and some of our friends. We are getting younger kids that are coming to our games, supporting us, and the whole environment is becoming bigger. And I think, when we played on Jeffrey, we'd have more sports teams coming out and supporting us, and then just people that we do lacrosse clinics with were coming to our games and everything. So the environment's growing, and then being able to play in the game, having more fans, it's becoming more exciting.
We have a great home schedule too this year. You know, we have Maryland at home, Virginia at home, Loyola at home, Northwestern at home. So we really have some huge games at home this year, which we're definitely excited about.
Anything else? All right, thanks.
Thank you.